that up. Boom. Dude, this is going to be awesome. All right. All right. So, do we have bios for game number 4?
We've read the ones that we have.
All right. That's good. Well, hey, Katz is joining us. Thanks for joining us, Katz. We're going through a bit of technical difficulty given that Battle.net is down for us, but we are going to keep going. The show must go on. We're going old school. And Gallegation, put your finger over that P key.
Alrighty.
Are you ready?
I am.
3, 2, 1, and start. Moving on into game number 4, casted old school, with each of us starting our own replays individually in offline mode on Waystation. It is in the upper left-hand corner, wearing the blue carapace representing the Zerd race and Root Seed. His name is Baldwin.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, representing Team 440 Gaming, it is Geeden.
Geeden in chat, happy to see you. If you want to give any shout-outs, go ahead and do that. Tell everyone who you are. It's cool. ZVZ coming up on this map. It is, again, a lot of fairly large maps. I like, personally, I like some of the smaller maps. I think they're fun. Metalopolis was always good times for me back in the day. Spawning right next to each other by air was always fun until they switched it to cross spawns only. As long as we're going back old school fashion. But drones being produced, similar builds out of both players, sending overlords across the map. Geeden. Let's see what you can do against Baldwin of Root Seed. Also, if any of our players have Twitters, we were not able to track any of them down individually, so if you're watching and in chat, do post that out there so everyone can follow you. We suggest you follow at SC2CTL on Twitter. Go out and do that. Also, it would be a super friendly, fantastic thing for you to do to follow your casters this evening. I am WingnetSC at WingnetSC on Twitter, and Gallegation is my partner, cohort, and person here that is joining me at Gallegation. Do that as well. We appreciate the love and follows.
Absolutely, but back in the game, Baldwin going for the gas first prior to spawning pool right at 14. He's going to be going for those aggressive speedlings back at Geeden's base. He's getting that natural base before pool and even a gas before pool, so he's going to be a little bit behind when these Zerglings arrive in his base. Let's see if he's able to hold it.
Yeah, it will be interesting. I mean, it could go either way, to be honest. We've seen on these bigger maps, if you go for too many Zerglings too early and get too aggressive and the opponent is able to hold it off by some miracle, it does put you in a bit of a rough position. But we will soon find out. There are overlords marching across the map. Speed is now going down for Baldwin, and gas continuing to be mined too, so he's not just going to stop there. So we will see what comes out from that as well.
Yeah, usually Banelings are quick layers, usually the things that you see from that particular play, and Zerglings are out. They are streaming across the map.
And Baneling Nest coming down from Baldwin as well. As you mentioned, speed is now just about half done. Zerglings continuing to be produced as quickly as they can. Queen just now finishing up, going to get them injects on to continue the production of those Zerglings. Zerglings are heading across the map, so he definitely is wanting to push the advantage of his aggression type build here as soon as speed finishes, and Banelings are available as well.
And these Zerglings aren't being scouted by these overlords, so he's not going to... Geeden's not going to know about these until they're right in his base.
Oh, just barely outside the path of that overlord. Very... I'm not sure if it's either impressive or lucky, but either way, it is fortuitous.
At any rate, now he does see that there's Arlings streaming across the map, but there are already 8 of them bunched up together down there.
Queen now is out.
They're turning into Banelings!
Ooh, all of them except for 3. There is a queen now at the expansion. Looks like the other queen is coming to join at the ramp. Is it going to be able to get there before the Zerglings come in? He wants to block that ramp off, or at least have the ability to, canceling that crawler that was going down in the back. But so far these Lings just kind of keeping it busy. Oh, but the ramp is open. Is he going to be able to get it blocked in time? The Banelings coming up the ramp, and it is held off for now.
Yeah, he smartly pulled those Banelings back. He did not want them to burst on those queens just yet. Barely getting the one out of there alive, down to 2 HP, and smartly moving into the back so that the ones that are more strong are getting hit. One single Zergling coming down, trying to pop a Baneling. Again, tries to hit that low life one, doesn't quite get it. The natural goes down, one Baneling does pop. And but it looks like Baldwin is kind of in control of the game right now. Zerglings are moving towards the queens, and they are being successfully held off. Baneling's kind of dancing in the back. Zerglings are moving forward, trying to help the queen's transfuse goes down. Oh, and the Banelings are getting through.
Oh, popping on the queens, not what you want.
And the transfuse does go down, but both queens are dead, and now the Zerglings are in a mono-e-mono battle, and it looks like Eden might be able to pull it out. Oh, but no.
Eden does have a lot more Zerglings about to pop here too. 14, 18 now in production, as well as his own Baneling nest, so he is on the threshold of holding on here. 2 more Banelings being morphed in at the ramp. Eden trying to focus those down, but concerned about whether they would finish or not. Did get one canceled. One is about to die. Does get it down. Kills only 2 Zerglings. So great control by Eden being displayed here. And 4 of his very own Banelings now being morphed in. So as we mentioned before, I mean, this play by Baldwin, very good, very aggressive, but Eden exerting the control he needed to. I mean, even though he lost that natural expansion, yes, he's out a few minerals, but I mean, they're on even playing fields right now.
Absolutely. Eden was able to stabilize from that. He did lose a natural expansion, sure, but he was able to hold it off. And if you look at the units lost tab, it's pretty similar in terms of the resources here.
Yeah, no doubt there. Units lost for Eden a little bit less than Baldwin, but the resources are about the same because there were a lot of Banelings that went down and did not get the efficient trades Baldwin needed to make that work.
That's right, so he's going to have to bounce back. It looks like he's doubling down on this tactic, though, moving in more Zerglings, more Banelings, trying to really hit this going. But Eden is going to have the armor upgrade for his ground here, and that's going to give him an advantage.
Just about to say that was a very smart tactical play on his part with those Banelings being on the field for Baldwin. That armor will certainly give him a bit of an advantage here, but moving in, good control by Eden, separating out a few of his Zerglings, trying to target down some of these Banelings. Ooh. They are looking for a big hit here.
And so many, all of Eden's Banelings are down now. Baldwin moving in with more Banelings. Banelings in the back at the top of the ramp, trying to move in, and Baldwin just being very careful with those Banelings, getting decent connections. Yeah. Single Baneling now moving down for Eden. He's going to try and get something. Pops on Banelings, and they are hurting. But Eden is just hurting in terms of his overall units, and there's still Banelings on the map for Baldwin. Oh, huge connection!
You're a little bit ahead of me, Calication. Oh, no. We just saw that huge connection a couple seconds behind. That's okay, but pretty good play here by Eden as he's still continuing to hold on. Big connections, honestly, on both sides there, but now sort of even again as Eden had a big wave of Zerglings just come out and just trying to poke away Baldwin at the entrance of his base here. 2 Banelings are out for Eden, none left for Baldwin, so that is going to force Baldwin on back.
And once again, the units lost is fairly even. So these 2 players trading punches. Baldwin now putting up a natural expansion of his own. And it looks like Eden's trying to go on the offensive, but being forced back because Baldwin has a large group of Zerglings heading across the map.
Yes, he does. And Eden's have exactly passed them. And Eden only has 1 Baneling here, and it's going to try to get a nice little connection there. Gets a few Zerglings, but not quite enough. There is a Spine Crawl on the base. Huge morph of Banelings, but the Zerglings are going to take a rampant rage on the mineral line of Eden here. Going to focus down 1 queen. 2nd queen will fall as well. But the Banelings are about to pop out. They are protected by that Spine Crawler. Zergling is going to move on out of the base, and that 1 Baneling almost gets a little bit of a connection there, but not too many units lost. Only 3 total drones killed so far in this game. Calication.
But Eden is forced to remote mine there briefly from his natural expansion, now moving the drones back to his main mineral line, so that was a little bit of a diversion, a little bit of a distraction.
Eden now pushing up into the main base of Baldwin, taking out a couple Zerglings that were there, but all the drones are bunched up for Baldwin. The Zerglings are just doing absolutely massive damage on them. Some more Zerglings do pop out, but the losses there of drones were very significant, losing 11 total.
That's absolutely right, and there are more Zerglings streaming across the map behind. He does have an economy while his opponent is hurting terribly, like you said. It's going to be hard for him to back this up as there are only now 3 drones mining for Baldwin. That could, unless he gets great connections with these Banelings, spell the end of his trip here.
Yes, indeed, it does look that way as more Zerglings moving into the base of Baldwin from Eden. Just overall great play from both of these players. ZVZ is definitely one of the most exciting matchups out there. Definitely instant and constant action. When players do these type of builds. 2 Banelings do try and get out of the base. All the Zerglings kind of surrounding that 1 Baneling there. That was a little little lucky that that did not pop out, but Baldwin does have a few Zerglings and Banelings of his own at the base of Geeden. A connection does take place at the top of the ramp, taking out several of Baldwin's Zerglings.
And Baldwin really needs to just win here outright. He doesn't have anything going on at home. This is the last of his forces. Oh, no, and all his Banelings are down. All he has is Zerglings left, and he's going to have to run out. There's the GG.
Yep, that was a really great game, and you know,
Absolutely.
I love. We were talking about this last week on Tuesday, and every mirror matchup has its own fun facets. And
Absolutely.
we saw the exact reason I love ZVZ right there. And I promise I did not watch these replays. I like to go into these we are casting a lot of these matches from replay, unless we can get some of the teams to play live, which we haven't yet, but we look forward to. You know, I love it when that happens, when you see a build like what Baldwin was doing, the very aggressive pool, the early gas, and continuing to mine gas to get Banelings. And, you know, it is a little bit riskier in these big maps, but moving in just like literally seconds make the difference whether that works or not. And Geeden got really lucky a couple times too with getting that ramp blocked off at just the right time. And then it's like a teeter-totter, man. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Incredible control by both players. Tons of fun to watch. GG's all around.
Absolutely. So we are going old school here, as we displayed. BattleNet is not working, so Delegation and I are loading up our replays individually on our own computers and trying to make a go of this so we can keep the show going. But at the end of game number 4, it is going to be 2-2. 440 Gaming versus Root Seeds. So we got a tied game here, folks, as we go into game number 5, but we're going to take a 30-second break before we come right back and get rolling. Hang on with us.